So hi there, welcome to lesson 1. In this module, we will just be looking at ways of determining completeness, very short lesson, ways of determining completeness using the browser, the data editor, the main windows. So these are the two windows we will look at and how they help us to check for completeness. So just basically a simple principle. So please bear in mind always that there must be context. The one must tell you what you expect to have, and then that will help guide what you're looking for. So it's like you must always have a target, you know, and that's what we're going to do in this practical class. So looking forward to seeing you in the practical session. Thank you. So hi there, welcome to the practical session uh, where we use the windows to uh, check for completeness. So we'll just go straight to the meat of the matter. Let's open the census data. Now, if you are aware, I talked about the US census. I talk about context. So this census data is data about the United States of America. I'm not sure about the year, but I guess it was in the year 1980. So let's just run it and see if it even gives us any details. Okay, I'm correct. So 1980 census data. This is some how many years ago? 40 something years ago, I guess. 43 years ago. So census data by state. So it gives us some context. So the next question to ask yourself is, how many states do we have in the United States? So if you are not from the United States, let's call that a quiz question. But it's 50, just to keep everything short and simple. 50 states. So when I have that context, which should be in some Word document or PDF or some website, I now go to check if this data is complete. And I have 50 observations here. So you could Google it, don't take my word for it. We have 50 states in the United States. And then it's also census data. So census data should have some population figures. Now that is also contextual depending on the kind of information that you did for the census. So country to country, they have different parameters. So it should just be good to go to the US website, get information about the census, or ask a US official. So depending on where the source of data came from, you should be able to find it. So the variables are dependent on many other factors I just explained now. But let's browse, because when we browse, we're able to see that. So I guess the population of children under 5 years old, 5 to 17, 18, 65, and older, the urban population for that state, the median age, the number of deaths, number of marriages, number of divorces. So it may be complete or not complete, but like I said, I don't have context in this case. So that's how you just check for it manually. The data has already told us all this is what we have, the region and all that. So some other data may have maybe data of childbirths. I don't see births here. I see deaths, only deaths. I hope I'm correct. Yeah. I can only see number of deaths. Some other sensors may have number of births, and in that case, this data is not complete. So we have to do this. Then if the data is produced from a questionnaire, you want to be sure that all the questions on the final questionnaire, because in digital age, they always go through revisions. All the questions are captured in this data, all of it. And if they are not, they have to be accounted for. So that's basic way to check. You know, you need to check. And we're checking not for clarity, not for consistency, just completeness, that the data is capturing everything it needs to capture. So that's how it is done basically. If you want to check, we check variables, we check observations, and this is where we do that. I've shown you in the main window and now in data editor window. These are the two areas where we check. Do we have the number of variables we need? Do we have the number of observations we were looking at? And then you can now check them physically here, to find out. In the next lesson, of course, we will go deeper, but this is just a way to do a quick overview of what data is. So if you had made 49 observations here, you would know that something is wrong. The next question to ask is which state in the United States is missing here? So basically, that's how it works. And I will see you in lesson two, where we'll take it deeper and you have to show you more information as you progress. Thank you so much for your time and see you in the next lesson.